Welcome to the analytics section sync on the 4th of September. We have one topic for our show and tell. Ankit, you have the stage.
This is related to the issue I think we got for 2-3 weeks back, where someone tried the without the SDK all the events, and it actually blocked the pipeline, and like no other events were going through. So I'll be presenting like what the fix we did for that. So I'll share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, right. Looks good.
So this is the issue, and in that issue, the payload is present. So only thing which was missing in the payload was the STM field. It is a timestamp, like a timestamp of like when the collector sent this event to the server. So there are different types of timestamp, and this is one of them. And in our so that timestamp is actually optional for Snowblow, but in analytics configurator, we made that timestamp mandatory. Like it should be a date field. It can't be anything else. So that is why the pipeline was blocked, and the ClickHouse was not picking anything else, because it was throwing an error for that particular event. So the fix for that, which we added, was just that like if that timestamp is not present, so this is the JavaScript. So we added a Snowblow JavaScript enrichment. So what it does is when we send the event to the collector, there is an enrichment process that happens, and it basically filters out like whether it's a good event or a bad event. So we can provide with the JavaScript function, we can provide a condition like consider this as a bad event. So here we are just checking whether that field is present or not. If it's not present, we'll just say we'll just pass it to the bad events with this particular error message. So that is the fix we did. And in the Snowblow, how we add that is like we create a JSON file with the custom JavaScript Snowflow configuration, and that particular code which I showed, we encode it and show it here. So, and we add it to the enrichment folder, and it takes up from there. So that's how it works. And so I tried that in the dev kit. So what happens is, so this is the Snowflow events, and if we actually send some of the events, let's see if we can get those. So here we are getting those events. In case any one of the events, so here in the payload we can see there is the STM is present. So if I remove the STM and send it again, so I'll try this with Postman.
We can't see your Postman if you're wanting to show that, Ankit.
So I guess I have just shared this Chrome, but I'm just removing the STM from that and just sending it. So I have sent that, and if we see in the ClickHouse Snowblow bad events, it will come here, and it will show the exact error message which I showed, like STM is not present. So it just shows that this timestamp is not defined, and it has put into the bad events category. What was happened after that, like once this was there, like this pipeline was blocked and nothing was, and we were not able to send any new events. So if I show you, like we are already seeing the new events, so I'll just click some of more, and so basically it is not blocking a pipeline, and it just moves it to the bad event state. So this was the fix for that. There are other bunch of timestamps are there, so I'm planning to add those validations as well in this configuration. Yeah. Any questions?
Do we also have a similar merge request for the analytics stack repo?
Yeah, I have created that. I think I have created that. Yeah, this is the one. I'll just add the agenda.
Okay. So in the issue, we also discussed moving these scripts to a Git submodule. Do you want to still explore this idea, maybe like in a separate issue, or do we just scrap it for now?
No, I can talk about that. So basically, what we thought about it, like, so we need to basically copy these things into the both like dev kit and analytics stack, right? So there is a chance that they both can go out of syncs if like someone forgets to create uh, create a MR for one repo and not another. So for that, like we have created another repo which would serve as a single source of truth. So that is a custom enricher. So in this repo will basically serve as a single source of truth where we put all our custom enrichments. And I've added in the README section as well, like so from that, like we'll copy all those things, like if they are in out of syncs, like that would be the source of truth. Yeah.
So we have the same script right now in 3 repos, in the custom enricher repo, in analytics stack, and in the dev kit.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
I have a question as well. So, if I understood correctly, this fix will be only in case the timestamp is missing, right? There can be other issues with the parsing. So I was looking at like there are some fields where we can skip the rows if there's a parsing error, but actually those I couldn't manage to make it work. I think it's more for like CSV imports. But what I found is that there is an option on the Kafka table itself. So it's called Kafka skip broken messages. We didn't set it up. Now I'm testing it. In theory, as far as I understood, if we set a number there, it should skip those non-parsable, let's say, messages to the bad queue automatically. I think we can also investigate that.
Yeah. I think that would be awesome if it actually skips the rows, but what we have to keep in mind that those then wouldn't automatically be sent to the bad queue, in my understanding. It would just skip the message in Kafka, right? So it just wouldn't read it in and jump over it and then use the next message.
So in the documentation, it's not clear. On Stack Overflow, it was mentioned that it would move it to a bad queue, which is good, but I didn't test it yet. I need to check it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is definitely, as you said, I mean, I think that's something we discussed before. That's definitely something we need to do is we need to prevent in every way possible that however malformed event is tripping up the whole queue and kind of leading to everything just stopping. If we can in any way, we just need to say, okay, just jump over if you encounter something that's so malformed that you cannot deal with it. And then we can deal with the consequences later of trying to figure out, okay, why is this event not parsed into the actual table. Maybe one note also on the repository setup, that we have it now in 3 different repositories. That's definitely not ideal. I think one thing that you also saw is that in the config that you give to Snowplow, the code is also base64 encoded, which means that the actual enrichment config isn't really readable. So we need to put the actual code somewhere separately where it says, okay, this is the actual code, and then you pass it through base64 encoder, and then you can actually turn it into this enrichment JSON. But we wanted to go for a as minimal solution as possible right now, that we have documented what the solution should be, like how should it look like, and then copy it in one place in a single source of truth and copy it over into Analytics Stack and DevKit. If we require to work on this more often, so if we encounter it, we want to repeatedly change this or add more validations, as Ankit said, then I think we should definitely also need to look into how to make this whole process more smooth. Whether we use actual Git functionality for that or some other functionality, we'll need to see. As far as I know, there is just no kind of snowplow provided functionality how you package up a enrichment in a portable way, so like that you install it like a package or something. That's just unfortunately not provided. So we need to come up with our own solution, and step by step make it more automated than it is now. But at least it's kind of working, and we can see this as a first step.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Any more questions regarding this setup? All right, then thanks a lot, Ankit, for kind of walking us through those things. I think that's very valuable. That's exactly what the kinds of issues and problems we should share in a show and tell, since they are kind of such clearly at the intersection between our two groups. You working on the one thing, how you're working on the other thing, and it's kind of where we pass things over. So it's very cool that we are able to share this now, and hopefully this leads to a bit of better understanding what each group is doing or what everyone is working on. And yeah, thanks a lot, everyone, and have a nice rest of the day.
Bye.